We are live. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show tonight. I'm Coach Neighbors. Welcome to Advocates for Justice Paralegal School. We provide the tools, you do the work without an attorney. That's the beauty. Oh, and cheap. We provide the cheap tools. We got a review in last week from Venus. And I think I'm going to share that with you guys. It's pretty cool. Now, Venus was in a property tax eviction process, and she was in eviction court. So that'll tell you right there how important it was that she got this process correct. And she did. It took a little coaching. I'm missing some hair. It's really hard. I understand this. It's really hard for you guys to turn the corner and start doing something totally different and not connected to what you were already doing. And this is what I tell her: you can't connect this to what you're already doing, because what you were already doing was not working for you. So you can't connect what's going to work, what's not. Okay, so when you do that, you open up the door for arguing, and we already know when the arguing's over, their buddy judge gets to help them. And that's the way it goes. So welcome to the show tonight. If you guys are coming here from Facebook, please go to the link that I'm going to put on the screen right now and give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook name. Otherwise, you show as Facebook user, and we have no idea who we're talking to. So, you guys who are on the team and who have friended me, you probably saw the conversation between Ed Lewinsky and myself. And Ed was in the opinion that what I'm doing to help my sister stay in her house is I'm hurting her case, is what his opinion was. But he didn't take any time to share with me what I should be doing different so I'm not hurting her case. All he shared was that I need to teach her how to listen to what the judge says. Okay, I cannot believe he said that, because we did that. We listened to what the judge said, and the judge gave her stuff away to the attorneys without addressing any of the issues, without having jurisdiction, because there's no injured party and there's none of that. So we did listen to the judge, and then we sued the judge, and he was not happy about that. I could tell Mr. Lewinsky. I told him he sounds like a scumbag bar member. I think those were the exact words that I used. And he didn't respond. He didn't reply to that. And so I started thinking, you know what? I think he really is an attorney, because he acts just like an attorney. So I Googled his name, and I pulled up a whole bunch. I posted it in my Facebook. I pulled up a whole bunch of links to court documents where he was charged with stealing money from a kid's non-for-profit corporation. And he's over here telling everybody that I'm scamming these people because 99% of them are too stupid to make it through the court procedures. And part of what he said has a point. We're not stupid. We just don't know about the court procedures. And this is huge, because people get so wrapped up in the case law and all of this stuff, when the case law is not the one that kills you. What's killing you are the court procedures, just like my boy said. It's the court procedures that's killing you. And that's why we have the 42 USC 1983 Civil Rights Lawsuit Package for foreclosure defense, also for third-party debt, actually for traffic tickets. It can be tweaked to fit any situation. And basically you're learning how to control the courts. Okay, you're not going in here arguing stuff. You never want to go in the court and argue the stuff that they want to talk about. Yeah, Gladstone, you probably saw our conversation back and forth. Valencia saw it too, and she was like, "Yeah, coach, kick his punk ass." Yeah. So you come to my page talking crap, then you better be ready to back it up. Okay, that's all I got to say. If you ain't gonna back it up, you don't need to be talking it on my page. So I Googled his name and pulled up. I didn't even get a chance to see if he was an attorney when he was stealing their stuff or any of that, because once it got to that point, I was having so much fun. Yeah, I posted it in the feed, and I'm like, Ed, is this you? Are you kidding me right now? You're over here saying that I got no credibility because I'm charging people that are too stupid to figure out the procedures. Oh, by the way, my people don't have to. My people can be stupid and still use my stuff. I'm just saying, because we're going after the court for the procedures and illegal procedures and processes. So I like to make my stuff for the stupid people, I guess. But I always tell people anyway that I play football and I box in college, and I play football in college and I box after college. Okay, those are two things not smart people do. So I like to keep it simple. When you keep it simple, there's no arguing. Well, yeah, pretty much. There's nothing to argue. So tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. Tonight I've got a debt collector, and I'm going to go ahead and screen share and show you guys. I got a debt collector in my face. So we're about to do something about it. And I don't like using the same stuff. Even in my sister's case, I never filed the same thing. 3 years. We've been punching them people in the face. Yeah. So I want to show you guys. As soon as I figure out where the stuff is I need to do screen share. I'm going to show you guys the corporation that would like to come after me for a medical bill that's like 6 or 7 years old. So let me move on down here. So tonight I'm going to show you guys how I research and make notes so I can beef up my lawsuit that I'm going to file against them. Because I can't file the same thing that's already posted on the thing. So I have to step up. So that's what we're about to do. So this is IC Systems. And I'm going to, you guys can see, they're a pretty big corporation. And as a matter of fact, what I'm going to show you how to do, you'll figure it out. When I started researching them, there are a lot of pages on Google where there are law firms that specifically go after these people. But that's too much work, so we're not planning on going down that road. So you can see there. Yeah, Mr. John Erickson. So here's the thing too, Mr. John Erickson, they left part of his name off because it's John Erickson Jr. But if you do your homework, you'll be able to figure those things out. So I wanted to show you guys these people that want to come and get in my face. And I'm going to keep you guys updated on how how this goes along the way and what we do to them along the way. So I'm going to upgrade my credit card lawsuit package and the HIPAA package as well. The information that I'm going to show you guys how to take care of tonight will help you upgrade both of those packages because what we're going to do, we're going to update these packages and you'll be able to use them. Pretty much you'll be able to use what you're going to learn here tonight in any lawsuit package that you invest in from me. Welcome to the show tonight. We are glad to have you. So let's just get rolling here. So I'm going to show you guys how to research the debt collectors and find out the best folks to add as number one defendant or number two defendant or whatever. We're also going to be looking for other things that you can use. Our goal here is to make sure that we're not going to court. So we're going to find ways to turn up the heat. So we're going to be looking for parent companies that you should be adding to the lawsuit to turn up the heat on them to make them go sit down. We're going to be checking out some other information. Now, what I've done here, this is going to be a little bit different format, so we'll see how it works out. What I've done here is I already Googled and looked up the stuff, and then I highlighted and copied the links to the pages that I want to show you. So I want to get that on the table so you know that's what I'm doing. But you need to remember my Google search went back 12 pages on Google. And so basically what I do is I put in their name of their company with the least amount of words. And then I just started scrolling down the pages that pull up and click and open up the ones that look like they might have interesting information. And the information that you're going to need, it's like these third-party debt collectors, they never put their address, the actual mail. It's always a P.O. box BS. They never put the actual address down on there. They don't have the names of the CEO or none of those people on their website or their addresses or their phone numbers or email addresses. And the only contact information they have is this crappy little, well, you know. So we're going to check out the big boys who want a piece of my butt over a 6-year-old medical debt. And the problem with this medical billing collection, is your medical billing is covered under HIPAA. And I talked about this last week, and I've done a couple of videos on that. I watched some other people's videos on the subject, and they were telling, you need to do debt validation letter and get them to send you some more incriminating evidence and blah, blah. No, you don't. Your medical billing is covered under HIPAA. So if they have any information about your medical billing, how much you owe, any of that, they're in violation. So you guys know that when I'm making something for myself or for my sister or for any of my immediate family, it's going to be fire. Now, you guys seen the link there. We're going to go ahead and enroll. I'm going to stop the screen share first. Okay. And we're starting just a little bit early tonight, but that's okay, I think. Now, I believe if you bring the proper heat and force the parties to visualize their shared liability, you'll have the best chance of forcing them to go and sit the hell down. So that's what this is all about. Remember, your goal is not about going before the judge. It's not about filing something and waiting for the judge to rule on it. That's not the way this goes. Now, you guys that don't understand the rules for pleading and answering to a pleading, you should go to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure and look it up. Now, if you need to breathe in a paper bag, you get you a paper bag. Most people do when they see the federal rules. Oh my God, it's like this. Okay, dude, you only need to worry about one process at a time. So you need to flip through that book and find the pleadings, the rules for pleadings and answering to pleadings, so you understand how much time you have to respond, how much time they have to respond to you, and all of that. All of that's in the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. When it's time to move to court for a hearing, you'll go to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure and look up when requesting a hearing, whatever you fill out. Yeah, so that's how you do that. The procedures are what they use to kill us with. And that's because they move them all around. They don't follow none of them, but most people skip that, goes over most people's heads. And most people are concerned about the case law and arguing the case law and arguing what they said you did wrong. And when you do that, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Now, before we get started, I want you guys to do the thing. You guys know the thing. Click the bell, hit the like button, and leave a comment. And least but not last, you guys make sure you share my videos on social media to help me get more traffic to my website so we can help more people get this thing done. So let's get to work. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is their website. And I'm going to, instead of showing their website, I just kind of copy and pasted what I want to show you that came from their website. So that's what we're going to look at next. As soon as I figure out how to share again. Okay, so went to their website and checked out their website, and the first thing that I look to see is if the company is in compliance with HIPAA. That's the main thing that there's another one here, but I don't worry about that. I just use HIPAA because I know they're already violating it because your medical billing is covered under HIPAA. So I want to see what they're saying their compliance is. And if you look at here, it says that their system is audited for compliance with the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, and the Information Technology for Economics and Clinical Health Act. So that's HIPAA and high tech. Establishes security provisions, safeguarding rules, and confidentiality concerns regarding the transmission, use of storage of healthcare information. Now, if you read this, this is almost like an ad you put on AdWords, because these words don't all make any sense. So in the first place, they're audited for compliance. It doesn't say they're in compliance. I mean, somebody help me here if I'm off base here. It says they're audited for, well, I already know they're not in compliance because they're violating my rights by sticking my billing information in there in my face when they shouldn't even have it. But it says here that their system is audited for compliance with the health. Now, it doesn't say if they're in compliance or that they passed the audit even. They're just leaving out a lot of stuff here. So that would be something that raises my eyebrow right off the top, that I would throw into my thing, that they're not in compliance. They're audited for compliance. They never said they're in compliance. They're audited for compliance. That's totally different from being in compliance. So I'm going to go with them being out of compliance because I have proof that they are, because they have my billing information that's sticking in my face and they shouldn't have it. Now, one of the things with the HIPAA, now I know this is for credit cards, but it's actually for both. And at the end of the day, we're working on controlling the court anyway. But one of the things that for HIPAA that you need to remember is that when you have proof that they violated you, they changed the laws a few years back, and there's no longer court and all of that. They just force the corporation to go into settlement discussions. And and when you're doing HIPAA, the big thing that you guys have in your favor, if these people are going to be a pain in the butt, I was going to use another word, but pain in the butt is probably a better word, because my legal team's sitting over there, they're just waiting for me to get in trouble. So another thing that you want to keep in mind and to keep in your back pocket to stick in these people's face is adding the healthcare facility to your lawsuit, because the healthcare facility is also violated HIPAA by providing your billing information to these fools. Yeah, weasel words. You got that right. Hey, nowadays, welcome to the party tonight. So if they're giving you a hard time or whatever, you can always use that as the end result to make them go stand down. What we're putting together right now, well, what I have put together and what we're going to add to that, usually I'll take care of that. But just so FYI, to have in your back pocket. Now, if you use that, you wanna be careful, because if you do have to sue them and you go to the hospital and they have your name on the blacklist, everything bad is black. They have your name on the blacklist because you're suing them. They might not want to help you, or you might not want them helping you. I'm just saying, it's something to think about. I tell people a lot of time, people will call me mad at something for something that's really not, they shouldn't be calling me for. And I explain to them, I can teach you how to start the fire, but sometimes you can't always control where it burns. Now, the other thing we want to look at here is, and this is real interesting. I was reading this part of what they have on there. Their financial service, they're in compliance with GALBA. I was like, what the Graham Leach Bailey Act? I've never heard of that. I've been doing this for a little while. Or Financial Service Modernization Act of 1996. So I'm like, well, what is that? So I Googled that to see what that was. And oh, wait, it says right here, it's the federal laws that govern how financial institutions handle private information of consumers. Well, wait a minute. The GLA regulates third-party collection agencies too. Like, wait a minute. They added this. I went and looked at this, and it didn't say anything about adding third-party collections to it like they've got here. I didn't see any of that when I looked up the law. But, that's all right. Let's just roll with it. Okay, so at the end of the day, a third-party collection agency is not a financial institution. I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's not. So I was like, just kept that in the back of my mind. And then we continued doing more research. And I'm going to put another link on the screen. And this is the part that's going to take me a minute. Oh, this one. Oh, okay. So you can hardly ever find the information that you need, the specific names that you need to put on your documents. But when you do your research, you can find some really nice stuff. Now, this is like 4 or 5 pages back into the internet. This is not stuff you find on the first page or the second page where most people go. Now, this is their team leadership. Oh, and there's the president and CEO, John Erickson Jr. Well, they didn't have Jr. put in the first stuff that we read that had his name on it. I do know that his grandma Ruth, and his grandpa John started the company 130 years ago. I think or something. But yeah, so if you continue searching for facts, you can find some interesting stuff. So here is the president, and here are all of the other high-ranking people. The chief compliance officer. Well, I might want to add her name on there because she's the one in charge of making sure that they don't mishandle my information or have my information without. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. This was a real nice find because now I can put the specific names right on my lawsuit or whatever name I want to put on the lawsuit. And I use the People Finder. I have a subscription with People Finder, and we use the People Finder to find out where these people's addresses are, where they live, so we can serve them right at their house. And they don't like that. Now, one of the reasons why you need to make sure you use the People Finder is because if you, like my sister, she sued the attorney that was foreclosing on her for their property, and the attorney's wife was signed on to the deed. So she sued them both. She added them both to her lawsuit, and she served them both. So the attorney got a copy and his wife got a copy at their house. Oh, they were really, really, really mad. They were really, really mad. As a matter of fact, they were so mad at one point they called the police on my sister for, I mentioned this in one of the other videos, because they have fear of her emails that she was sending to them. And I may have known a little bit about what could have been in the emails. I'm not admitting to anything. Yeah, the police officer told her that there was the mention of some punching in there, but it was very vague. It was very vague, and she said the cop was even laughing. But one of the things that they had the officer tell my sister was not to serve any more court documents at their house. They want us to serve them into court. And we're like, yeah, right. That's it. No, that's not what the rules say. And these people need to get they need to get service, and so that's what we're going to do. But it was interesting. And my sister, she was like having the best time knowing that she got under these people's skin so bad. Now, this next link is really nice. When I saw this, I was like, what? And I'm just going to post it over here and let you take a look at it because I don't think I need to say anything about this one when you see it. And I cannot believe I found it. Hang on, it's coming. Here we go. Now, iSystem Company license number. Now, is this sweet or what? And there is their address. Well, part of the address. I think the 555 is missing. And then here's the phone number. But this is the sweet part here. The license. This is their license number. So, and there you go. Oh, 444, right. So, and now I have their license number. the address, their debt collection agency. They're not a security. They're not in securities or have anything to do with money. And then we're going to get to that in a minute because there's a reason why I brought that up. But this information is priceless because I would add all of this that you're challenging them for their license. And here's all their licensing information. They're going to be like, what the hell? No, I'm not going to say it. What the hell? I can say that, right? Okay. Yeah, that was a good find. So here it tells you when it was renewed. And then these are businesses with the same owner's name. So you can add a couple more agencies to your lawsuit because the same owner owns them. And, I would even click on some of these new agencies' websites and get their email address and just email them all a copy of your lawsuit. Tell them that they're being included in it. Remember, the goal here is to turn up the heat because we ain't trying to go to court and we're not trying to argue anything they want to talk about. Oh, they own integrated comfort systems too. Boy, these people have a lot of money. So here's their address, businesses in the same city. It's amazing what you can find if you don't sell for the first 2 pages. Now, what I do is I keep looking and I keep looking and I keep looking the next page until I get to where there's no mention of anything that has to do with what I'm trying to find on on any of the pages. So I think this search for these things took me back about maybe 12 pages or something. It was kind of late at night, so I think it was like 12 pages. So that's really cool. That was a really nice find because now we can add their license and we're suing them for the damn license. And we sue them for a license for some of these other corporations. Oh, they want to play. We play a little rough up in here. So let's check out the next one here. Get this. Oh, so this one too, you guys are going to have some fun with. I had a little fun with this myself. So as you guys know, most businesses have one of these. Most businesses have one of these. Yep, a Facebook page. Now, their page is closed, so you just can't randomly post in their page. Well, at least not up here, but you can in the comment section. You click on the comment section, post whatever you want. So what I did was I posted a link to to my credit card lawsuit package for about 2 hours one day, and I didn't know how many posts. And I had to come back and later because Facebook yanked me and said I was spamming. I was not spamming. They told me to send them my information. Oh, they didn't say exactly what information they want, But I put my name and name my business, and I said you guys are screwing me over, and I want everybody to see this to help. And I post and I put it. So I want to make sure that they see my name, they know my name, and that way they'll be punching up, looking at this. This dude is crazy. That's what the government said, but they had to let me go. Stinger. No, Stinger, you can go to my website and get the package you need. If you're in judicial foreclosure, you need the wrongful judicial lawsuit package, or if you're in non-judicial, you need the non-judicial package. Or if you want to smash them, you need to use the 42 USC 1983 civil rights lawsuit package. I don't smashing these people are second on my list. Okay. Getting you guys lined out, everything is higher on the list than smashing these people. I smash these people in my spare time. But I don't need to talk to you if you and your situation is not unique. If you're in court or if they're foreclosing on you, then you need the lawsuit package for the type of foreclosure. The 42 USC works great for non-judicial because it allows you to get your lawsuit filed against them before they get their freaking ducks lined up in a row. So my website here, I'll put a link down here to my website so you guys can see where my website is at. And I had a call yesterday, and someone said that one of my links for the credit card lawsuit package didn't work. So I'm going to check on it tonight or tomorrow or sometime when I get around to it. So this is their website, their Facebook site, and as you can see, I made sure someone spent 2 hours removing my stuff because that's what you do. You want to turn the heat up on them and let them know you're going to be a pain in the butt. And when I get my lawsuit, when I get my documents ready to stick in their face, I'm going to post them all over their stuff. And then I'm going to post a link to it for sale. Well, they might block me by now. They probably did because I don't know why they're all grumpy with me. People get grumpy with me when they're trying to take my shit and I don't give it to them. It's time to fight back. Now, one of the things that I found too here, this is really cool. You keep looking and you look for anything that's connected to the thing. Dang it. Well, I can just show you what it was. This is what it was. It's currently unavailable right now due to scheduling and maintenance. We apologize for any inconvenience. Are you kidding me right now, people? But anyway, what this was a contact page. And it had a window in it where you can put your information in there, your name, your email address, your business name, and then you could write a little thing in there about what you want to. So I contacted them about how they were screwing me over, and I said a bunch of stuff that I'm sure they're really happy to read and put some links in there so they can go and see what I do and learn a little bit about me. Because apparently we're going to get to know each other very well because they think they're going to get some money from me. So that didn't work out, but I did send them my stuff already, and I don't know, maybe they blocked me too. I don't know. My grandma used to say there's more than one way to skin a cat. Of course, I'm like, I hope we're not eating cat. I don't know why she always said, when I was a kid, okay, I understand now. When I was a kid, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I'm like, I hope we're not eating cat, but if we are, it tastes pretty good. Okay, never mind. Oh. So, Stinger, have you been to my website and looked at any of my videos? And if you had, then you'd be able to answer this question. So, I have 270 videos. You don't need to watch all of them, but my suggestion for you would be to watch the instructional video for the lawsuit package that you're interested in investing in. And if you're facing non-judicial, I would suggest that you go with the 42 USC because that is civil rights package, and you're suing the state, the judge, and the attorney who signed. The biggest mistake that most people make is thinking the lender has anything to do with the foreclosure, and the lender does not. It's only the person who signed, and the person who signs to continue the situation, which is the judge. So we're training here, and that's what tonight's about. I'll answer some questions at the end of this training. If you have the questions you're asking me, you can email me, you can contact me on Facebook, you can friend me on Facebook and contact me in Messenger. That's how I have most people communicate with me that are using my lawsuit packages. Or you can email me. That'll be the best thing to do, because I want to spend this time talking about what's going to help the majority of the people here. So go to the website and get started. Once you watch the instructional video, if you have any questions, you can email me or message me on Facebook, and I'll try to answer your questions, as long as they're not questions that's in the instructional video, because I hate to answer the same questions that's in the instructional video, because that's why I made the video. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys, oh yeah, well, I got their address too. But we were talking about parent companies, and we talked earlier about that company having the licensing for being a financial securities company or whatever. And now I figured out why they have that. They have that because their parent company is called Crunchbase. And you can see they have the same logo here. And they're also out of Minnesota. And this company has to do with financial stuff and helping people manage their money and do these different things. So it appears that the subsidiary company is using their licensing. It'd be real interesting to find out, and I will. I'm not done with this, but I thought this was interesting. They're using their qualification for this financial stuff in the debt collector stuff. And I think what they're doing is they're using this company, I don't know how you say it, the bird droppings from this company to run the other company. So yeah, and they're not doing it right because they have my billing information, which they should not have, and they have no skin in the game. So everything that they're doing is illegal. But they get around it because their attorneys and their buddies don't go after them, and nobody challenges them. Well, up until now, we're challenging them now. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to keep you guys up to date on the process of that. And you guys should always find yourself a people finder where you can use the people finder to look up these people addresses and stuff. You'd be surprised what you just find on Google, but I like use people finder because it just like cuts to the chase. When you use the people finder, you'll be able to make sure that your process of service is efficient, is sufficient. And you will need to review the process of service for your state to make sure that you're doing things the way they're supposed to be doing them. Look, Stinger, when you sue them, you will be suing the attorney that signed to start the mess against your house. And if there's a judge signed on the cases in court, you'll be adding that judge to the list too. And what you will be doing is suing them. You will be filing the lawsuit in the state court process as a counterclaim to blow up that process. You will add the judge to it and everything. And once you take care of that, then you will file your lawsuit in federal court. And the reason that you're doing it in the state court process, if there is a state court process, is just to blow it up, mess it up. Once you file any of my stuff in the case that they're using against you, and you add the attorneys and the judge to the action, it's a problem because these attorneys cannot represent themselves. They can't litigate a case they're a party to, and they can't represent the law firm that they're employed with. Is considered pro se representation, and it's a problem. So I think that's all. I'm going to stop the screen share. And do I still have time since I've been summoned? So I'm not answering any more of your questions, Stinger. You need to go educate yourself. Okay, go to the website and do the things that I said. And then if you have questions about that stuff, then you can contact me the way that I mentioned, and we'll talk about it then. Now I'm going to put a link. I know we're talking about the credit card lawsuit package, but I'm going to put a link in here because this 42 USC 1983 civil rights lawsuit package is the bomb. And Venus used it in her case. She was in a property tax eviction process, and it's stopped it. She stopped it. He said the judge told her, would not let her talk, and then asked the attorneys if they had the deed, and they said no. And he dismissed the eviction, the property tax eviction, and told her she can leave. Now, what I told her, and this is, now I don't know if I would have thought of this if I was there because of what I do. But if that had been me, when the judge asked the attorneys if the attorneys had her deed and the attorney said no, I would have objected. Objection, Your Honor. They do have my deed. They have my deed in their office. They illegally stored it in their office and they failed to deliver it to me as mandated by the state law that has jurisdiction over this court. The state law mandates that your property is supposed to be delivered to you, but what they done was what they call a constructive delivery, and they registered your deed in their office. And here's the thing with that: once the deed was registered, it allowed the first illegal lien to be put on your property, and the first illegal lien was the mortgage lien. And here's why: if several people own property, before anybody can sign a lien on that property, all of the owners have to be present, right? So the fact that the lender accepted the alleged lender accepted your name on the mortgage lien proves that you owned it. Yeah, I use that to shut these fools up on Facebook that's attacking me all the time. It proves that you owned it already. And after they get your deed in their office, they reclassify your property as commercial, residential, or agricultural and start property taxing you every year. Now, here's the thing with that, Judge. There's no law that says that I need to put my deed in their office and they won't give it back to me. So right now they're illegal holding my deed. And if you could kindly, sir, order them to return my shit, my deed, excuse me, I would appreciate it. I get a little worked up. I would have used the opportunity for that and put the judge on notice in open court and see how you like that. But that's for the next time. And the good thing about the way we do things is that I get to hear what happened. and what took place. And then I just posted it in my group and let everybody see it. So when people are facing that, they'll know what to do and they'll be able to see what other people did. That's how we roll up in here. Now I'm going to I'm going to post Venus's review in here because it's pretty cool. She was so excited. That's what she left for me. That's her update and her review. So that 42 USC 1993 package is pretty tight, and the judges, they're right so far. That's it. Get the job done. Now these tips are here to help you heat up the lawsuit before you file it to force them to go sit down. And that's what we need to use these tips for. Remember, the goal is to force the parties to visualize the shared liability. Next week, I'm going to give you guys an update on the situation, and I'm going to cover a few more tips. And then I'm going to leave another link here to the credit card lawsuit defense package, since that's really what we're talking about, the main subject of discussion tonight. There you go. So if anybody has any questions, you can throw them on the table and we'll spend a few minutes answering them. If there are any questions anybody would like to ask. And there's my email address. We'll let it run for a minute. And that's a link to my non-judicial lawsuit package. Now, I also have an online course that paralegals are using, entrepreneurial paralegals are using it, and also business owners who are protecting their rental properties. So I'm going to leave you guys a link to the online course as well, so you guys can check it out. I have online course, both for judicial and non-judicial foreclosure. So if you need the other one that I don't have, I'm just going to post one here. If you need the other one, just send me an email. I'll send you a link to it, or you can go to my website. I have them posted on the website at winningcourtnow.com. So thank you guys for the privilege of sharing your time. I will see you guys in the next video sometime next week. Good night.